Hello guys! Welcome to my vlog again. This is Teacher Michelle. So, today I am going to share to you how I became an ESL teacher. But first off, let's start with some of the questions that were given to me. So here, what is ESL? ESL means English as a Second Language. Okay, so I am an ESL teacher. I have been an ESL teacher for the past 5 years, and I have taught Japanese and Chinese, and as well as Filipino students. I do tutorials too. So how did you become an ESL teacher? Right after, right after college, actually it was not my first choice because of course I majored in education, so I wanted to become a teacher immediately. But then at first, right after graduating, I became a writer. And then, but writing somehow is quite off. I mean, when you're a writer, you only earn a little and you have tons of jobs. So that's why I decided to switch to becoming an ESL teacher. I applied at Rare Job. It was kind of difficult. There is some kind of an examination. So I took the exam and what else? Passed the demo and an interview too, and as well as since we had the computer at home, we were living in my husband's home, so they had the computer, so it was easy for me to become an ESL teacher. And I worked with Rare Job, and it was such a superb company. Though the pay is not so good, but comparing to the wage that many people earn here in the Philippines, I think that was just good. Okay, like it can sustain, or you can sustain your daily expenses when you're working with Rare Job. So I highly recommend Rare Job for newbies. Okay, so what is your average salary? Well, with Rare Job, actually, it was so difficult. It was, how do you say? I had to work for like how many hours? For many hours, but then 12 to 15 hours, I think. And at first, because I only had like 100 peso per hour rate, so it was quite difficult for me to have a great salary. Say hi, Janelle. So this is my child, yeah, and she's gonna be joining me in some of in most of my vlogs, most of my upcoming vlogs. You should go there and eat. Okay, now here. So my average salary when I was still with Rare Job was about 20, 20 to 20 to 25 thousand pesos, and that was already good. That was already a good pay. Okay, but then you really have to work for long hours, and with Rare Job, the students are really, let's say, polite. It wasn't difficult. Like, you get to earn a good salary, and at the same time, it's not like you're working. It's just like you're talking to them. And most of my students were those who'd like to have free conversations, and that was just so good. But in 2017, I switched to I moved to Bunny English, California Bunny English, which is also known as Japan's group of English teachers, and it's so good. I'm not gonna mention to you the salary, but I earn 285 pesos per hour. And way back, because I was still very independent during that time, because I didn't have any other job. I wasn't a teacher yet. So what usually I have a student from 7 to 8 a.m. and a parent from 12 to 1 p.m. and usually my classes would start from 4 to 10 p.m. So that's really a lot, and for weekends it's like fully booked, like 12 or 10 hours. So that's it, but it was so good. Now, how did you improve your accent? Well, to be honest, when I was still in high school, I could speak English. I could already speak in English because in elementary we were used to speaking in English. We were given like penalties in our school in CVJS Memorial Central Elementary School. We were given penalties if we would speak in Visaya. So, or yeah, when it's English time. So I think that's my how do you say, that's the first part of, how do you say, that was the start of me learning to speak in English, and I was really fond of it. Though English for me was some kind of boring way back. My favorite subject is mathematics and science. I mean, are mathematics and science. Okay, and how did I improve my English accent? Not until I was in high school, like I was in third year. I started to, I had this best friend, Kikai. Hi, Kikai. So, um, this best friend of mine is very fond of watching English movies, and I could tell that, my listening skill was not so good, and I would just look at subtitles, and sometimes when they speak, I couldn't understand them. So, from that day on, from that moment on, I started to watch movies and read the subtitles, and then I try to copy them, their accent, the way they speak. I try to look at myself in the mirror, and well, yeah, that's just how it is. And I try to speak faster, just so I can I can cope with their speed, the speaking pace. So yeah, that's it. And those are the things that I did, and I recommend you to do those things. And also, you have to be very confident in speaking in English. Okay, that's the key. Because if you think that you're not good in English, you're not going to improve yourself. Okay, and we also have here, what are the perks of being an ESL teacher? Well, for me, I think the good thing about being an ESL teacher is that you get to have a lot of free time. What else? You get to earn more as compared to like working outside. You have lesser expenses because you just stay home. And yeah, I just, when I was still an ESL teacher, I would just go out to buy groceries and that's it. I could actually like, there was even a time when I would literally go to the shopping mall like almost every day, just to buy our necessities or maybe eat out, and that's just it. So however, there are also disadvantages, like when you're just in your house, it's very, somehow it's boring, or you might also get burned out, especially me. In my case, I worked for a long time, like imagine 5 years of working as an ESL teacher. So since I've been working for that long, I felt burnt out. And there are times when I feel like I don't want to teach, but I have to. So yeah, but being an ESL teacher really is a good thing, especially if you want great money. But when it comes to career advancements, I suggest that you try another job. But when it comes to good salary, ESL teaching is really good. Okay, now how do you please your students? How do I please my students? Well, actually, to be honest, ever since I've been teaching, I have never had stuff for kids. Like when you're teaching and you grab something, you grab toys, or you have. I didn't have that. I didn't have anything like those. And for 2 years now, I've been for almost 3 years now. I'm going to turn 3 years this October. I'm gonna be 3 years with Japan or California, but Bunny English. So I haven't experienced that. And pleasing my student, actually, I just throw jokes. I make sure that they enjoy my class. That's just the thing. And what else? To be honest, what I do, I don't actually please them. I make them learn. That's the thing. Well, Chinese students are actually very tired because they have a lot of things to do. Unlike Filipinos, on in the weekends we're free. Chinese students are not. Okay, I teach Chinese students from elementary to from pre-K until 6th grade. So yeah, they have a lot of things to do and they're kind of tired. So there are times uh, when I notice that they're tired, we just get to have free talk, and that's it. That's just the thing. So if they're tired, and of course, I teach reading. Whenever I teach them reading, I ask them a lot of questions. I even relate it to how their day went, just so they can relate to it and just so they can have fun. Yeah, because I think that students will really like it if the class is very interactive, and I'm not just relying on in the books. Okay, so I think that's the thing. Okay, so that's all for those are all the questions. Now if you have some more questions, then you can just ask me, and I'd be willing to answer them. And thank you very much. Now I hope this video is helpful. So my tips for newbies, if you are a newbie in the ESL industry, so you've got to work on your accent as well as your, how do I say, grammar. It's very important. What else? There are so many things that you have to improve, but of course you have to have your equipment. You have to have a PC, you have to have a headset. Yeah, and that's it. So guys, I highly recommend Rare Job for those who are newbies, but for now I think it's just so difficult to get to book for an interview, but it really is worth it. So that's actually with Rare Job I have improved my skills, and the students are really polite. I think that's just it. So that's just it for today's video, and I'm going to see you guys next time. So if you like this video, please thumbs up, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.